Welcome to episode 774 of Hard Factor. It is Friday, September 17th, 2021. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. We got Mark, Pat, Wes, and I'm Will. Full house today for this Friday episode. And we got a guest coming on a little bit later. You have to keep listening to find out who that is.
It's a hot one.
Real hot.
Smoking, in fact.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's a badass firefighter.
There it is.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
It's a member of the Hive that fights fires. So
Pretty cool. No big deal. Yeah. So that's coming up at the top of at the end of the cup of coffee, fellas. What else are we talking about today?
I mean, I'm going international, but I also have one story about Florida and the TikTok international moment because it's Florida Man Friday, and you can get the rest of those stories on patreon.com/hardfactor. So,
Talking about
that is.
a tragedy at One World Trade Center.
What?
Really?
You're doing a tragedy?
Yeah.
Okay.
You went dark?
It's a Friday. Wes.
Shocked.
at the World Trade Center, huh?
Yeah, the One World Trade Center.
All right. Well, has anyone been paying attention to this poor girl that went missing? Because it's like mad new updates, right? Or is that
Yes.
in that coffee?
Petito?
Is it
No.
in the coffee?
There's more Petito updates?
Oh, dude, so many potato
murders.
updates, bro.
All right. Well, no, let's get them out of the way. I don't have them in the coffee.
All right.
get 'em out
So
of there.
there's body cam footage that's been released of them like fighting and the police separating them.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
We
Yeah.
talked about that on
Yeah.
the show. We did talk about that a little bit. We
Now,
didn't
we
see the
didn't-
body cam footage. We talked about the
hadn't seen the
incident in
footage.
Utah. We hadn't seen the body cam footage.
And then there's like another murder that they think could be
double
connected,
murder,
right?
double
Yeah,
murder. The people that called the cops on them got murdered at the store. The two people that called the cops on them got murdered.
And then
From
now
the
there's a
local
guy
store.
holed up in his
Is
house
that
who
true?
won't
The people
talk
that
to
called the
cops?
cops on them got murdered?
Well,
Yeah, yeah.
yes, the
People
store,
that
the
work at the
convenience
store.
store, whatever it was, the grocery store,
they
convenience
were
store,
the
I don't-
bar.
gas station.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
well, yes, the people,
They were
the location that called the cops on them, people that worked there got murdered the next day, and the cops are not ruling out a connection.
Wait, the
So-
newlywed couple worked at the store?
I think
No.
so. Or somebody got killed around them where they.
How do you
where
not
the
know
cops were
this?
Called. Yeah.
This is your-
Because the
your
newlywed,
thing.
there was a newlywed that got murdered. A couple that got murdered in like the Moab.
That's the newlywed. That's the couple we're talking about. It's that same
Yes.
story that broke last week or the
Okay.
week before.
I
They're-
thought they were at a bar or something.
They were leaving a bar. They were leaving
Okay.
a bar, seen leaving a bar.
But
what's
the
Mark
location
talking
that
about?
called the cops on them is tied to the two murders.
But they're not the people that worked at the bar, the place that got murdered.
I think one of them did.
Okay.
So the newlywed couple, Bridget Calvert, I guess, or Bridget Calvert is Schultz's aunt, one of the newlyweds. This woman had complained about seeing a, quote, creepy guy who was making them uncomfortable around their campsite days before the
Yeah.
homicide.
Yeah.
So who knows if it's linked? The cops are saying it might be linked. It's crazy.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Crazy. Petito.
It's wild.
There's gonna be more updates from that one. All right. Anything else? Anything else we're not covering? We need to talk about.
No.
Okay.
No.
Let's do the news. Cup of coffee in the big time is up first.
Cup of coffee in the big time.
Holidays, history, and trending news. But first, a fun fact. Did you know, guys, that dolphins sleep with one eye open? And they have the power to let most of their brain sleep while the eye stays open still and looks for predators all the time while they're
That
sleeping.
makes total sense, Will. When you got dickhead whales, you got to worry about. I would sleep with one eye open too.
Yeah. Well, probably so, but I doubt the orcas need to do that since they're apex predators and all. They probably
They do not.
I don't
both eyes
like
closed.
dolphins having to go through that level of stress, right? Like that's the type of thing a rat does, right? After they rat out the mob and they're worried about someone stabbing them every night, right? The dolphins
But that's
shouldn't
just
have to.
But that's just the ocean.
through
Pat.
that.
The ocean is a very stressful place. There's just constantly predators. Unless you're the orcas probably don't have to do this because
No, they don't.
apex.
It's just the dolphins.
Did
you
you
better
s-
sleep with one eye open.
Did you see that like 1,500 of dolphins were massacred off the Faroe Islands like yesterday?
Yeah, that's so fucked up. Why do they allow that still? I don't
don't
understand
know.
why they do that every year. And
Yeah, it's nuts.
it's the Danish, right? Do they do that?
I would
Danes?
some Scandinavian company
Yeah.
or country, yeah.
One of those companies over there.
One of those companies.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's the fun fact of the day. Holidays, September 17th, holidays. It's Constitution Day. It's International Country Music Day, National Concussion Awareness Day, National Apple Dumpling Day, National Monte Cristo Day, and National Shuffleboard Day. So
It's pretty
if
good.
a Good Friday would be country music, a Monte Cristo, some apple dumplings, and a game of shuffleboard.
Don't forget about a concussion, man, because
Yeah.
Right. You get in a fight
Usually-
after the shuffleboard game.
means you had a pretty good time.
Well,
You guys like the full shuffleboard or the stick shuffleboard or the
this is table
ta-
shuffleboard.
Okay,
This is table shuffleboard.
much better.
Yeah. Bar shuffleboard.
Stick shuffleboard. Come on, that's like
That's an old-
people's.
It's
that's
fun,
old
guys'
people.
game.
It's fun though. Have you played it?
Is
It's
it the
fun.
same thing? Is it like the same thing just on the ground?
It's
I've
like
never
the
played
same
it.
scoring system. I think
It's huge, yeah.
You try to. Yeah.
It's a big, huge court. It's good for old people to walk, get outside.
Yeah. No, we're talking about get hammered at a bar and
Yeah.
shuffleboard.
That's fun.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, we'll get out there, stretch the limbs today on this Friday. Today in history, September 17th, as you may expect on Constitution Day. In 1787, the U.S. Constitution was signed by 39 delegates of the Constitutional Convention. And then in 1849, Harriet Tubman escaped from her plantation away from slavery for the first time. Pretty badass. And then she, obviously went on. You guys should watch that movie if you hadn't. Harriet's good. And then in 1978, the Camp David Accords concluded under Jimmy Carter, which brought peace between Egypt and Israel. So, pretty good day.
Yeah, pretty good day.
Constitution, pretty good document. Don't know if you heard about it.
A lot to be happy about this Friday with the observances and the history.
Yeah. Okay. Now let's get into stuff that less good stuff. Probably.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Time
let's
for
do
the
it.
trending news. Number 3, some big trends to end the week that we're not going to cover in other stuff. Thursday Night Football was Washington football team versus the New York Giants. Football team's down early as we're recording.
What a crappy game.
Why do you say that, Mark? Why do you
What a
say
shitty
that?
game.
It's
That's just two of the worst teams in the league.
It's true. Oh, a battle of 0-1s and two teams that may end up on the bottom of the division.
Saying a battle of 0-1s the second game into the season, it doesn't really have gravity. Like a bunch of a battle of 0-4s, right? I could see how that sucks, but it's too early to make a determination of this being a shitty game.
You think
And
one of these two teams is going to just all of a sudden turn it on?
Heineken,
not a lot of,
bro.
Not
I
a lot
wanna
of
see
Pro
what
Bowlers
Heineken's
on the
gonna
field
do.
right now.
I
Not a
got-
lot of Pro Bowlers out there.
I love Heineken, and I
Ton of
hope
Pro
he's,
Bowlers.
I hope he's
None.
making a comeback.
Maybe
while
two.
we-
Pro Bowl
while we
punter.
Yeah.
Chase Young is legit.
Chase Young's definitely a Pro Bowler, and that's probably about it.
And as Mark stated last week, we've already spent too much time on this game. Pat, I'm with you. I hope the football team does good. But
You're looking good, by the way, Will.
I know I got a football team shirt on too. So do you. But we can't spend much time on them because they're not very good. Good games coming up this weekend. Virginia Tech versus West Virginia in college. That's happening Saturday. Bama versus Florida. Whoa, big boy game on Saturday. And then
Hokies.
Fresno State, UCLA happening Saturday night. So good college games.
It's going to be a tough game for the Hokies. It's a Morgantown rivalry renewed, and their stud tight end tore his ACL last week. So he's the bailout for first downs. It's going to be a tough game. We're actually favored to lose, even though we're ranked 15th and WVU's unranked, I believe, because it's going to be a tough game.
That's rare.
Yeah.
You don't see
It
that
sure
very
is.
often.
You don't. It's about 3.5 points to it.
Nice. Way to go, Hokies. Next big trend we won't talk about in other sections. Elon Musk and SpaceX had the first ever commercial flight crew on a trip to outer space this week. And it even got a congrats from Bezos. Check this out. Couple billionaire butt buddies right here. Jeff Bezos tweets, "Congratulations to @Elon Musk and the @SpaceX team on their successful Inspiration 4 launch last night. Another step towards a future where space is accessible to all of us." And Elon replies, "Thank you."
Drop the
So-
lawsuit, dude.
Billionaires just becoming friends over Twitter.
I don't like that, man.
Yeah, it's-
I like space exploration to be more like the WWE.
Yes.
Like there's got to be a heel. They've got to be at odds. Right now, they're just congratulating each other. Like I thought that you guys were like ruthless billionaires, right? Who do battle in space.
Right.
They're just
like it's like
thank you?
the current wars. Have you ever seen that movie where it's like Westinghouse versus Edison, and they're just fucking with
People
each other constantly.
die.
Pat,
Yeah.
there's another big part of like professional wrestling that you're missing is factions. So like they're forming like a heel faction, like the Four Horsemen,
Oh,
like are an
no.
example.
But
The
you can't-
NWO.
they're the only guys that
right?
can get
like,
at space.
Yeah, I know,
This-
but I know that this is a heel faction. That, like,
This is
maybe
like
the biggest
NWO
heel
Hollywood
faction
right here.
Yeah.
This is like NWO Hollywood. I don't like it.
For
we need
AEW fans, they're like the
we need a
elite.
wolf pack.
Yeah.
We need a wolf pack to emerge now.
I'm confused because they're the entire federation.
That's what I'm saying. This is like Hulk Hogan making his
They're
own little
They got
heel
all the
thing.
belts, Pat. I mean,
but they gotta have someone to battle. There's got to be a good guy.
someone's
be a
going to show
wolf
up. Yeah,
pack.
maybe it Woz.
Yeah,
Woj?
Woz.
Steve Wozniak?
Yeah.
The space trash company.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe
It would be
they-
an underdog story.
Yeah.
It's just all robots. Speaking of heels, and well, just beefs. China is upset about the new Australian Defence Pact with the USA and the UK. It's called AUKUS. It was announced earlier this week at a joint press conference between Biden, Morrison of Australia, and Johnson of the UK. And it's going to see Australia building nuclear submarines for the first time in their history. And China, then, because of this new pact, accuses the three countries of operating with a Cold War mindset. And it's notable that Canada was left out of the three-country deal, possibly because they're too tight with China already from the point of view of the other three. So that's what's happening in like that kind of international shit.
I don't like that verbiage. The Cold War stuff. That's not
That's what China's saying. China's
yeah.
saying Cold War.
They're the same
not
fucking
us.
assholes that are exporting fentanyl to fucking Mexico and killing our people, and then being like, "Eh, it wasn't us," and then on Alibaba, right? But then killing Jack Ma for doing what, right? Like, obviously they own Alibaba, so the Chinese state is essentially selling fucking fentanyl.
I think Mark's right. They're just saying Cold War because they're trying to manifest it.
I agree.
I agree. That's what I'm saying. It's like not. Who said Cold War? Wait, yeah,
What? Cold War?
yeah.
Did you guys hear though that the subs, like the actual subs, are shaped like sharks?
That's cool.
That's
Is that
awesome.
true? You made that up. You
They
made
should
that
make
up.
them
It's
look
not
like-
true, but it
They
You
should
made
make
that
them.
up.
They can
You fucking
make them
badass,
shaped like
right?
orcas.
They would be.
You know?
They do
Killer-
put teeth on
killer
the
whales.
subs sometimes, don't they? Like they put like
They
teeth.
paint it. I
Yeah,
think
they
torpedoes.
paint it.
Definitely torpedoes. They paint.
Yeah.
On like on airplanes and shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Always look-
World
it
War
makes your-
One aeroplanes. Yeah.
It makes your vehicle look more badass if it's got like flames on it and teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's coming from me. Yeah.
Dude, if I was
That's
spending
science.
some other country's money on nuclear subs, you better believe I would make it a shark, because it's not their money; it's our money. So, and we're just being like, okay, Australia, like you guys got that area.
Well, they say we're sharing.
Okay, we'll make it
technology
sharks, though.
with them. Yeah. Well, Australia could put their own spin on it and make them sharks.
That's what I'm
You
saying.
should-
That's what I would do.
You should write them a letter, Pat. Maybe you could make it happen. Number 2, it's not trends, it's what's trending in the Hardo Hive. A couple submissions from the listeners. Colin Phillips in California, Bakersfield. He sent one in about his hometown, where Kern County is suing Governor Gavin Newsom, fresh off of his recall win of California, for trying to shut down their oil drilling sites. The problem is, I guess, Newsom's not shutting them down via the legislature, but by gumming up the permit process within the state bureaucracy, which sounds like some dirty pool. Basically, Newsom wants to go green, but all the men and women employed by the oil industry in the Bakersfield area aren't so excited about losing their livelihoods, so they're suing. So that's
That makes sense. Yeah.
what's happening over there in Kern County. Also, PFITS, one of our listeners who works with the Border Patrol, sent in images, off the internet of the Del Rio holding facility just inside the Texas border, where a now reported 8,000 illegal immigrants are awaiting processing and entry into the United States, which they will get. Many of them are Haitian, and also many of them are COVID positive. The Washington Post reports, Del Rio, Texas. Thousands of Haitian migrants who have crossed the Rio Grande since Tuesday are sleeping outdoors under a border bridge in South Texas, creating a humanitarian emergency and a logistical challenge U.S. agents describe as unprecedented. And so in that article, that's where they reported the 8,000 figure. Here's a picture of the same place where they're waiting earlier in the week when it was just 4,000
That
people.
looks like Austin, Texas.
Yeah, it looks like a music festival. And so that's just 4,000 waiting under the bridge.
It's 4. That's only 4.
It's going to be 8. It's 8 now. It's double that now. So
Hey,
U
that looks like
word.
Austin, Texas.
You
Lots
don't
of
want to
people
hear
under the
border
bridges.
agents saying the word unprecedented. You don't. It's not good when a border agent's like, "This is a new height of shit."
Yeah, it's
Well,
getting pretty bad down
They're
there.
COVID positive. They're tired. Like that sounds.
You can't
that
affect the
sounds
COVID
bad.
positive element. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but they're tired. They're not. That's not
Did
good.
you say
It's
they're
just a mess.
weary?
They're weary,
They're weak.
sickly.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. I know what Pat's doing. Jeez.
He's
Something
saying
written
take
on that.
everybody, but
Statue of
there's
Liberty.
8,000 of them, and they're just gonna get let in, and then eventually, like if they don't show up to court for their dates, hunted down again. So
Tired and poor.
yep, that's the new immigration policy going on right now. Okay, but number one, the cream of the crop today.
The cream of the crop!
Sorry, I got requests to play the clip again. Sorry, guys. I know the audio guy now has to put 2 clips in. The cream of crop today, we've got an interview with Hardo Hive member and helicopter repeller named Walker. He's been fighting fires in the western United States for the last 4 years. Walker, welcome to the show.
Thank you, fellas. Thank you. Good to be here.
What's up, man?
Nice.
Thank you for joining us. I mean, I'm assuming you've been very busy this summer, considering how many fires are going on. And I'd like to thank you. You're out in Idaho, right? So I'm assuming that the work you do is making my city of Reno a little bit less smoky all the time. So my baby daughter thanks you very much. You've got a very
Thank you.
important job.
Yeah, no, I appreciate the support, and we all do. Actually, I'm from Reno too, so I hear that the smoke is pretty bad, but
Yeah, it was weak. About a month there where it was not great.
But most of it's coming from Will's house, if you know what I mean. He's such a pothead. So Walker, you jump out of helicopters, right? And then you fight fires, right? Once you hit the ground. That's badass, dude. Like, can you explain to us exactly
Right.
what a firefighter repeller is, and and also
of course,
the size of your buys, please.
well, I don't know about that. They got to stay lean for the season, but
Right.
They're
You need to
tight.
cardio.
yeah. So
He's
gotta
got
have
those
your cardio up
Trinidad.
to beat
He's got
those
those
fires.
Trinidad nuts. Yeah, the vaccine nuts.
So yes, just like any other wildland firefighter, right? The objective for us is to go out there, preserve life, preserve property, and put the fire out. We just happen to get there a different way than most other people. Just like smoke jumpers, we come out of the air. We can kind of get into tight spots and don't necessarily jump out of the helicopter, but yeah, controlled fall, I'd call it.
So what does that mean? From how high up are you or are you just? Is it
300
landing?
feet? 300 feet smash.
So you're like on a
But
rope
as
rappel,
far
like,
as-
like rappelling down a mountain type thing. Is that kind of why it's called rappelling?
Yeah, just like rock climbing and rappelling.
Yeah.
I won't go into too many specifics about actual helicopter rappelling, just because it's kind of a process to get to. Once you show up to your rookie academy, it's a part of joining the crew, and but
You're
that's
saying we can't
that's-
handle it because it's too badass. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
No,
It's like a
fraternity
fraternity secret handshake. I get it. I see what you're saying.
No, I mean,
that's exactly what it is. It's kind of part of that rookie process. So.
And once you guys, if you're going into an area and you guys come down and the regular firefighters are there, they just are like, okay, here they come, the repellers, and you guys hit the ground and just say we'll take it from here.
Or they ask
show
the
up.
same questions.
Pussies, yeah.
Or they ask the same question, like, what do you guys do and how do you get here? Because there's just not a lot of us out there doing what we do. But that's the thing, actually, Wes, is that people don't usually ever beat us to a fire. That's kind of our specialty, is that we'll go quick, we'll get on small fires, and it's usually just 4 of us, so or as few as 2 of us. So we'll go out, deal with a small fire that's not exploding, and if it does get big, then we'll call in more resources and kind of transition to more of that extended attack.
So the chopper's kind of like the rapid response team. You guys, you guys are trying to squash shit before it even happens.
Yeah, and that's another thing about Wildland that a lot of people don't necessarily understand is there's a lot of different kinds of resources. We do use the red fire trucks that are driving around in the city sometimes for structure protection, but there's aerial delivered repellers, jumpers, engines, that are specific wildland engines. Hand crews are a huge one. Hotshot crews, they are like the real workforce of the the wildland firefighting.
Are those the guys who you see like they'll post videos of them like outrunning a fire in a truck? Like they had to like run back to the truck and drive away from it. Those kinds of people
I
that
mean,
are down on the ground.
People get put in weird situations sometimes. It could be kind of any resource, but the hotshot crew is the 20-person hand crew. But their specialty is like they hike in and they got anywhere from like 19 to 23 people, and those guys can just put in hand line and saw line for miles, and that's really what they do, and they do it honestly more than anybody else.
What do you mean by that? What does
Fighting
that
right
mean?
at the edge of the fire, I guess.
Hand line and saw line.
Yeah.
So containment line on a fire could be anything from like, okay, we've got a river over here. We're going to use that as a containment line, right? Sometimes all it takes is like a little scrape in the dirt, and that would be a hand line. It's usually 18 inches, so something like that. Saw line is if we're in brush or timber, then we go in with the chainsaws and kind of clear a swath, usually like 20 feet or something like that.
Yeah, so it can't spread.
What brand chainsaw are you using out there?
Steel.
Steel? Okay.
Ooh, wow. Gotta be a steel.
I'm a steel guy. I'm a steel guy.
Yeah,
Do you
I'm
guys
a
get
long
the
guy,
info?
personally.
You obviously get the calls, but do you get the info of what started the fires, and have they been getting like more frequent?
So at least what I've seen this year is, over the last however many years, definitely since I've been in fire, and that's not very long compared to a lot of folks out there, but a lot more frequent, a lot more severe, right? Like the Dixie in California is getting close to 1 million acres, and
yeah, that one's fucking insane.
But I mean, as far as cause, like where I'm at, it's mostly lightning, but in the last forest I worked for, 90% of our fires were human caused. So.
Really? So it can be human. And then last year, and that seems to be the same with like the source of these Cal fires. Like some of them are PG&E or some kind of human thing, and then a lot of them, like the big one last year was the lightning complex. So it was like just bad luck on top of human shit.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Oh, please continue now. I've been interrupt you.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that it really depends. I mean, there are everything from arsonists to somebody dragging a chain behind their truck to just a lightning strike. So I don't think we have accurate statistics necessarily on
how they started.
Like,
right.
Yeah, that makes sense. But
So how you said there's 2 of you guys, right, or 4 on a crew, right? Maybe actually 2 firefighters. Is that correct?
Yep, sticker repellers.
So,
two
I don't know
firefighters.
shit about helicopters other than what I've seen in war movies, and I know that there's always an issue with weight. We're like, we got to lose weight, right? So I'm imagining, I know water also big thing to fight fires, very heavy. What kind of damage can 2 dudes or a dude and a lady or 2 ladies do against a fire? It seems like you guys obviously can't be rolling with a water hose, or are you, or how does that work? Like, what tools do you have, and what kind of difference can you make with just such a small crew?
Yeah, absolutely. Tons of tools, like so many different kinds of things that we use, but some of the big ones are the basic would be like a hand tool, right? So you got a shovel or whatever,
Like a hoe?
Pulaski, like an axe and a Pulaski's an axe and a it's like the
That's a Polish
like
joke.
the golden it's the golden tool for firefighting, I guess I would say.
Yeah, you see everybody with an axe out there. You guys are just clearing shit out, basically.
But so that's like for that dig-in hand line that I was talking about earlier.
Right.
You can cut small trees with it if you want. But then we got the chainsaw, and then we got like for us at least, when we get on the ground, we'll bring to the ground with us. We'll bring hand tools and a chainsaw, and that's all we have. And if we need water, we don't have a pump or hose or anything like that. We'll call in buckets from a helicopter. So sometimes you get that.
Your helicopter doesn't have the liquid, the buckets. You're saying
Our helicopter does.
Okay.
It just has to be hooked up. It's like helicopters, at least from what I've experienced, they're not really that different from like a car, right? Except that they fly in the air, obviously. But they're just like you always see them from so far away. Because I'm new to helicopters too. Actually, this is my rookie season. But I just remember being like shocked at how like simple they were. Like the bucket is, you just hook it up to the bottom and
damn it, man.
Walker's showing off a little bit here with the helicopter.
Someone lied to me.
No, that's not what I mean. It's just
about
Yeah,
how
no,
everyone's
that
telling
makes
me
sense.
it's fucking like a piece of cake to fucking fly a goddamn helicopter now. Like
No,
that's
maybe
the
not
thing.
to maybe
I've
not
heard
to
that
pilot
too.
it.
I
but,
don't
like
think I believe it.
to like hook it up.
Just
So
being
I mean,
in it,
certain maneuvers in a helicopter, from what I understand, I don't know.
Now we're talking. How hard?
so Walker, would you like say something's like, would you ever call in? Because I know like the big planes come and dump on the fires too.
Yeah.
Does that happen on like smaller fires, or is that happening just like exclusively on the real big ones where they're out of control?
No. So those are retardant drops.
So that's like
they
the
come
pink
in-
drop. When you see the pink drop
Yeah,
out
the
of the
pink
plane, that's
is
okay.
just it's like
we don't use that word. We don't use
We
that
call
word
them
anymore, Walker.
Tiz.
We don't use that word anymore.
Tiz drops. As we call them.
That stuff-
non-water drops.
That stuff's
Got it.
not really it's not really that crazy actually. It's just fertilizer and water just stays a little bit longer and
Oh, okay.
comes in a bunch of different size planes. They got small ones that dump like a couple 100 gallons, and then the huge ones. And we had a fire just this year where we used retardant on it. It was less than
Walker.
20 acres, but that's when it's most effective. Yeah.
Nice.
You used what on it?
Water and fertilizer.
Tiz. Yeah, you dropped
Tiz
Tiz
drop.
on it.
They
Tiz.
did- they did
So
a
Walker,
Tiz drop.
you've got all these, fires there's more of them and stuff like that. So has your team, have firefighters in general, are there more of you? Are you getting paid more? What's the deal? Because it seems
how
like the
you-
job's tougher. It seems like there's more fires.
So, I mean, the seasons are busy. We run typically about 6 months, and we'll work about 1,000 hours of overtime for a busy crew in 6
Whoa.
months.
1,000
So-
hours of OT in 6 months.
Yeah, essentially, you've got no life outside of work, right? I mean, every day, pretty much, we're on from at least July till kind of September, but
Right.
usually a little bit
Late
longer
summer.
than that. California is even worse, right? So,
Almost all year.
7 days a week,
yeah.
right?
yeah. And we do get days off. Like if we work a certain number of days, we'll get some days off and stuff like that. But there's a lot of burnout for sure.
Yeah.
You see people getting tired towards the end of the season. It's normal. People,
Is that a pun?
they come back and they feel fresh after a couple months off and do it
But
again.
it sounds
but
like
it
you
definitely
need more
wears on
guys,
people.
right? Or more, maybe not guys, more employees, women, men, people to help do this, because 1,000 hours of OT in 6 months for everybody sounds kind of unsustainable.
Well, see, that's kind of the thing is that a lot of people sort of depend on the OT to make
Yeah, that makes
their
sense.
buck, right? So
Oh, okay.
that's what I heard you talking earlier about the infrastructure bill this week, Will, and they were a provision in that bill that I'm sure not a lot of people kind of see because it's only a few pages is actually $20,000 pay raise for wildland firefighters and
Oh, good.
create a specific series for us. So there's currently forestry technician is the series. That's like the job title, forestry technician. And they're going to, potentially switch that up if that bill passes. So,
Well, all they got to do is put it through the House now, and it's through, right? Because the
Right.
Senate already
I
signed.
mean-
it.
no, I'm not sure exactly, but
But
Yeah,
that's
it
you're
makes-
talking
it
about the infrastructure bill, though, right? The one
Yeah.
by itself.
It'll
Well,
pass, yeah.
It makes sense
They
that
gotta get it
people
through.
want to work overtime to make the money, but it seems like this job, maybe you shouldn't have to work that much overtime to make a decent living, because maybe they should pay you a decent living, right?
Well, it sounds like that's how they set it up. So it's like kind of trap.
Right,
you.
it's kind of
They-
incentivizing people
Yeah.
to stay for that OT
work.
during the
Right.
fire.
You
season.
have
work
to.
till the fire's done, yeah.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
come on,
but
man. That's
It doesn't even give you like enough time to like maybe once a month show up at the bar in your fire gear and be like, is there a fire here? And then be like, oh, there's not. Bam, I better have a cold one. You know what I mean? Because that's the whole reason that you're fucking doing it, Walker, right? Like you walk in with that yellow outfit with like a little soot on your face, bro, right? Into like maybe like,
no way, dude.
Come
not
on,
the yellow
bro.
shirt. Not the yellow shirt.
well, I don't know
Crew
what
shirt,
you rock.
maybe.
You got like suspenders.
you're not bringing the vest in there.
I
your helmet
imagine-
on, dude.
I imagine the
Yellow
follow-up
shirt's
of
nasty.
I'm a helicopter repeller probably also doesn't hurt.
Do you just
bars.
naturally glisten, Walker, when you walk into a bar? And
Right.
just-
I mean, you're getting a lot of heat out there, so you're just conditioning your body to be so ready for the heat.
He's glistening when you walk in.
Oh,
I gotta
man.
say, I gotta give a shout out to my lady down in California. I haven't seen her since
Fuck,
May,
Walker.
and
Good work, Walker.
she's
Smooth.
Good save.
she's pretty awesome. She's been hanging.
Did you
in
meet her
there
at a
this
bar?
season.
Yeah, was she the first one you met? Jesus. I'm kidding.
Been keeping your head clear on all those hot days.
Walker, what's the biggest misconception that we hear about the wildfires? Right. Obviously, climate change is a factor. We all know that. However, there's been a big debate about other stuff, right? Like
Forest management in the off season, stuff like that.
So, and I feel like no one fucking knows, but you must know better than anyone we've spoken to. Like, what are some things you see where it's like, oh, there would be less fires if X, right? Or people are way wrong when they think that fires are caused by Y.
So yeah, I could definitely say that as of right now, the specialists, the timber specialists, the wildlife specialists, they're all working together to try to figure out what the best option is to manage the forest. We haven't really been doing this for that long, management of the land. We used to just log hard and burn and
Put away
fight
wet.
fire, right?
Right.
That's kind of all we did, and now we're trying to kind of figure it out. So I don't think anyone knows exactly, but I mean, my personal opinion is that commercial thinning and prescribed fire is the way to go.
Yeah.
And I mean, broadcast, but the problems with that are that prescribed fire happens in the winter, right after fire season, when everybody's been choking on smoke all year. So it's hard to convince people okay, we're just gonna have 4 more months of burning, right?
Yeah,
So
but
there's
it's
that,
worth
but
it. Yeah, I mean, if you can
in
sell
the
people,
long term, for sure.
if you can sell people that they're not going to have their summer vacation's not going to get choked out by a fucking smoke cloud. If they
but
deal
with
with
that
it,
said,
you know.
with that said, a raging wildfire that just has the conditions to go, you're never gonna be able to
you can't completely control
stop that. Yeah, you're not gonna be able to stop that from happening. It's gonna happen in the future, and I mean, hopefully not.
But Walker, I think what I was getting from that is we kind of way back in the day we were way overboard one direction, with the logging and
I'd say so, yeah.
right. And then we've probably gone maybe a little bit too far back the other way. Maybe there's a happy medium, right?
I think so, because we've suppressed fire for so long that we've had an impact on the ecosystem in that way where it hasn't been able to burn naturally, right? So fire is part of the forest, it's part of the natural system. So it has to happen one way or another. But the key is keeping it to that low intensity. I think you guys had a story on how the fire burned through low intensity in one part of California. Maybe it was somewhere else I heard it, but
no, it was we did a little piece on the
Caldor
part of
fire.
the Caldor fire, that was helped by forest management, but then it spread in the other direction real bad and almost choked out South Lake Tahoe. So
So Walker, we can't thank you enough for being on, brother, and we're gonna be thinking of you when you're out there fighting them fires. I one final question. Theoretically, if we were to make it out to your neck of the woods, what's the weight limit on one of those copters? I mean, the 4 of us, I'm just saying, if we travel as a group.
Easy. You guys can ride.
You sure?
I mean, weight limit wise, you can ride.
You sure?
I couldn't sign off on it myself, but
no, but theoretically, it could.
Okay.
There would be lift.
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
The repelling's 300 pounds, though.
all right.
Yeah,
Well, I
that's
got
fine.
some work to do. I got to lose a couple.
Even if
before
we're
I
under
can get
300
down.
pounds, I don't know if I want to rappel. But riding sounds fun.
Yeah, I was just talking about can it get off the ground with us in there? But it's good to know that it can't. Fuck yeah! So that's something to look forward
Right.
to.
And then if I could just say one thing, if you guys ever want to support, or anybody in the Hive ever want to support Wildland firefighters, the best ways, we appreciate all the love, water bottles, all that good stuff. But the best ways are the Wildland Firefighter Foundation. You can find them on Instagram or online, and Grassroots Wildland Firefighter on Instagram. They're lobbying for that infrastructure bill and benefits and all that stuff. So
And
those
SIGs,
groups
that's
are-
the front line, right?
Exactly. Yeah,
Okay.
chew mostly, but
Yeah. Okay. Copy that. Tobacco products.
Tobacco and a pay raise, and maybe a few more PTO days. That sounds good.
Yeah, let's get these boys and girls a pay raise, and Walker, we can't thank you enough for being on. Thanks for being a member of the Hive.
You.
Thanks for fighting fires out there, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks, Walker.
All right,
Thanks, brother.
Thanks so much, guys.
Thank you. All right. Thanks to Walker for coming on, man. That's crazy. It sounds like a lot of that manual stuff. Thinning out the trees and stuff. That's what they're doing to fight them in the moment. So.
Yeah, Walker's preventing forest fires, literally. Him and his team. Like,
Oh my gosh, bro!
You need to get over there now and chop down a few trees, or use the lakes and the rivers to
Also,
stop this fire.
Yeah. Also, it's pretty cool how if we go to Idaho, we could get on a helicopter.
I've never been on a helicopter.
I think that I would probably break my wrist if I tried to.
Wes gave up his one shot on. Oh, did Wes go, or you give up your one shot to get on a hell? I gave up my shot.
I've been on a helicopter.
Oh, God damn it.
Oh,
Okay.
damn.
Well,
That's pretty cool.
we got to go. And then we're going to take Walker to the bar and just watch what would happen if he was in the market. Because come on, man.
And look, none of us are in the market, but we're all going to pretend to be repellers too.
Pretend that
just
it's
talk,
4 fat guys in
and
Walker walking.
then immediately say, "Get out of here! I'm married."
Dude, no chance anybody believes that we're firefighters.
I'm tired from such a long day of rappelling.
There would just be a thud on the ground.
Oh, these hands.
You have to be the stupidest person in the world.
Rope.
Oh, you think every woman in a bar is a genius? Well,
That's a good point. Well, thank you to Walker. Hopefully,
We're the
we
bottoms.
can make that night at the bar happen sometime soon. And
we stay in the helicopter while the people repel to keep it.
Drop buckets.
I'm a counterweight. He's a counterweight.
we just carry buckets of water. That's it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That doesn't make any sense. The Fatathons. But patreon.com/hardfactor if you want to get in on the Fatathon. We're going to eventually be skinny enough to rappel out of the helicopters. And that's today's Cup of Coffee in the Big Time, which was brought to you by Full Bore Barbecue, the official sauces and rubs of the Hardo Hive. Full Bore Barbecue is proof that the American dream is still alive when you have a superior product mixed with unstoppable work ethic. What started with a group of high school friends trying their hand at a local barbecue competition has turned into a company that is trusted everywhere and is known to make you the star of your backyard. The sauce and rub combinations are the best barbecue flavor profiles I've ever cooked with. I absolutely love the spicy rub and sauce on every chicken thing that I cook. It's amazing. But they've got the Kansas City. They've got the classic campfire barbecue, just delicious flavors. They've got the what's one? Garden, barn, and river rub, which goes great on anything. So they've got whatever you need. Over 30,000 units sold in the past year. One small business trying to support another. Find out if you can buy it local or just get it online at fullborebbqproducts.com right now. They've got recipes on their website too. And I'm not kidding when I say that this stuff is the best barbecue sauce and rub that I've ever used. Follow Full Bore on Instagram at Full Bore BBQ Products for fan features and at Full Bore BBQ to see more of their work. We're offering Hard Factor listeners 10% off your entire order using promo code FACTOR. So stop forcing down that sweet baby raise and support a fellow Hard Factor listener by visiting fullborebbqproducts.com. That's full bore like a pig, bbqproducts.com to order yours today. And let's BBQ everything. I seriously hope one day that I'm as cool as our listeners, like barbecue pit masters, wild firefighters. We got like the Atlas helicopter marine team. One day, guys, we'll be as cool as the listeners.
Bro, Hive Island is going to have the strongest fucking fire department, but it's going to be completely surrounded by a fire line in the form of water. Just using what I learned in our conversation with Walker. Practically, see that?
Well, no, it's great. Yeah, an island is great because it's one giant fire line. Really,
Try to get off the island. Fire.
you can't.
If you even make it to the water, because you won't, because the Hardo Hive fire team is
Because
we're gonna be starting a lot of fires, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's
Also-
bad if we have one on the island.
Also,
Spark it up.
Tough.
What was cool about that too is now we know that if we're gonna all be like deputized firefighters on Hive Island, we can all carry around axes and chainsaws all the time.
bro, and we're gonna carry poulons because that's the official chainsaw of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
A lot of controlled burns going to be happening.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay.
Smoking tons of weed.
Could mean a lot of things.
Weed smoking.
All right, who's up next?
I am. Okay, guys, I have some disturbing news out of New York City and the One World Trade Center. Just 3 days after our nation mourned and honored those civilians and brave first responders who died 20 years ago on 9/11 at the World Trade Centers back in 2001. That site was once again the site of a tragedy. And I'm in no way comparing the events that took place in 2001 to this one as far as significance or impact on our way of life. But if you're a bird lover, you just might somehow, in your own insane way, be more disturbed by this story than the actual events of 9/11. So this gentleman was the site at the One World Trade Center on Tuesday.
Oh, no.
Yeah. It seems that it's just a bird massacre.
I like how they line them up like
Bunch
after
of
the
warblers?
fact. Yeah,
Yeah.
they line them up.
It looks like a duck. If you guys ever gone bird hunting,
Yeah,
this-
I know what you mean. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
you lined up your kills. Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
where you put them on the truck bed.
Right.
Yeah, you just stack them all next to each other and
Yeah.
take a picture.
And that was before the gram. They would do that.
yeah.
They still do it.
No, I know. Now
Yeah.
they do it even harder.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it seems that these bird strikes, these migratory bird strikes, are pretty common into these tall buildings.
Some warblers. Look like some warblers.
I have no idea what the fuck they are, but they're
Just
stupid.
say yes on the warblers.
Yeah, no, those are
Okay.
warblers.
Yeah,
Fine.
they're warblers. Just say
You're right.
Yeah.
Those are yellow-breasted warblers.
Yes.
Okay.
It-
Okay.
that's
Right,
what they
well,
look like that. Yeah.
Good job. Yeah. So they're birds are generally stupid and thoughtless creatures, unless. Oh, did you guys see that chicken video? The chicken saving his buddy from the hawk. That
I thought a
made me.
goat saved a chicken from a hawk.
The goat saved the chicken, but the chicken was also trying to help save the chicken, and the goat had to come in and finish the job and do the real thing. But
It's hard to visualize without you playing the video, but all right.
okay, well, I just wanted to ask you guys if you did it. You give me
It's
a
on
line.
happened
Wes's
in the
Twitter.
video?
You can go to Wes's Twitter to watch the video.
You want to keep going?
Yeah, keep going.
Okay.
Keep going.
Anyway, they're pretty stupid, unless you saw that video of the chicken trying to save the other chicken. But anyway, this week, thousands of migratory birds were crossing through New York City, and according to bird expert and head of the New York City Audubon Group, Caitlin Parkins, quote, "We had a big storm and sort of weird weather and lots of birds, and that's sort of the perfect combination that can lead to bird window collisions." So it seems the storm might have caused these birds to go lower than they normally would have otherwise been, and it disoriented them, and the effects of the nocturnal light on birds was also quite strong, especially when it's a cloudy night. Some people were blaming the lights that were being on 9/11 into the air on this, but that's turned out
Not celebration, that's the wrong word. The tribute
Yeah.
lights
The tribute
caused all the birds to die.
yeah.
Happens
This happens
every
all
year.
the time.
Yeah.
It happens all the time. But this one was an especially bad week. So the New York City Audubon has these volunteers who document bird deaths at high-risk spots. I guess they just go to all the tallest buildings. And one volunteer, Melissa Breyer, who will never be the same after what she saw when she arrived at the One World Trade Center this week, said, "As soon as I got to the buildings, the birds were everywhere on the sidewalk, looking north, covered, south, covered, west, covered. The sidewalks were literally covered with birds."
Oh, no.
She says she found about 300 dead birds and called the experience overwhelming. The New York City Audubon wants the owners
Overwhelming.
So it was overwhelming for her.
Okay.
So
There were so many warblers.
so many yellow-breasted warblers. So I guess they want the World Trade Center owners to make the windows. They want to treat the glass on these windows to make them more visible to birds. And I looked it up.
Right.
There's 21,800 windows. So that that's probably not going to
That's
happen.
expensive.
That's
They've
a little
been through
pricey.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, if you're a bird, could you imagine this? Like you're flying over, like the trees and the rocks and the water, and everything looks normal, and all of a sudden you get to a city, and everything is a fucking mirror. You know,
fucked up.
like you're just you're gonna crash into a fucking window. Like if I was a bird, no chance I would survive. I would go straight into a window.
It's like the last scene in Enter the Dragon, like
Yeah,
the Bruce Lee
exactly.
movie where they're in
First
the
city
mirror
I
house.
go to, I'm just gonna straight into the mirror.
It's
Yeah.
got to be. I don't know what it's like to be like a high-res window washer. I know it's a stressful job, but it's got to be a point of pride when for some of them when
How many birds they
when you hear that your work took out 300. There's
a
got to be a little
it's a resume
birdie
builder.
shiny.
that
You put that on
smiles
your
the
resume.
inside.
You
Yeah.
put the date on your resume that you cleaned the window,
Yeah.
and then you link like to the news article.
Yeah.
Honey,
Put
remember
this
when you
picture
asked
up.
me if I did if I was good at my job?
How
Why
clean
don't
was
you
that
look
glass?
at page
Yeah.
7 of the
Right.
Yeah.
New York Times.
Have you guys ever seen a bird like just fly into a window you were sitting at, and then but it survives?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's always a hilarious moment.
Scary, yeah.
It smacks in, and then it's like
It's like a center
flies
fielder
away.
hitting the wall too hard.
That's awesome.
Yeah, apparently the first 200 feet of One World Trade Center are encased in this glass that's non-reflective, but they need it a little bit higher, I guess. They also want people to turn off the lights at night or dim them because the lighttime night disorients the birds if they're coming in. Luckily, there were some survivors, though. In fact, 77 birds were taken to the Wild Bird Funds rehab facility on the Upper West Side on Tuesday.
Oh, what a shitty day for them.
Yeah, yeah. And apparently there were...
Injured
Yeah, yeah.
They're not equipped for that.
Well, actually, they were.
It's like being a war medic in Korea, man, for them.
Yeah.
No, they were
worst
equipped.
day
Mark,
ever.
they looked at the radar a couple days ahead, and they're like,
Okay.
"It's gonna be a bad week, boys.
Okay, gotcha.
We're gonna need some extra. We're gonna need some extra hands on deck."
Gotcha.
They knew the
Yeah.
swarms of
It's
warblers
Extra
were coming.
miniature gurneys.
Yeah,
Here they
had
come.
They had more hands on deck for all these birds. And as of now, 30 birds have recovered and were released in Brooklyn's Prospect Park on Wednesday. And the rehab's director suspects they'll see about 20 of those again, as they'll probably fly right back into a building.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah. So
You know,
but,
Wes, there was also the billions of other songbirds that didn't crash into the building that they're survived by.
they're going to be okay. 300 is
Yeah.
not that big of a hit.
What are the warbler population? No.
yeah,
yeah.
it's
No,
solid.
They're fine.
Yeah, they're going to be okay. All right. You guys know what the worst part about being adult is, right?
I do.
Mark asked it yesterday.
Chores.
I know.
Responsibilities.
No, having debt.
Having debt. We did this yesterday,
Yeah.
Be smart and pay off your credit card balances with the credit card consolidation loan from Lightstream, because that is one of the best things about being an adult is not having any debt, paying it off. Lightstream rates start at 4.98 APR with auto pay and excellent credit. Plus, the rate is fixed. You'll never go up over the life of the loan. You can get a loan from $5,000 to $100,000, and there are absolutely no fees. You can even get your money as soon as the day you apply. Lightstream believes that people with good credit deserve a better loan experience, and that's exactly what they deliver. Just for our listeners, apply now and get a special interest rate discount and save even more. The only way to get that is to go to lightstream.com/factor. That's lightstream.com/factor. Subject to credit approval, rates range from 4.98 APR to 19.99 APR to include 0.5 auto pay discount. Lowest rate requires excellent credit. Terms and conditions apply, and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/factor for more information.
All right. I'm going to start my segment with a clip, and I want you guys to listen closely to it.
It's time for the TikTok International Moment.
Nice.
So what you did.
It sure as shit is time. So today's Friday, and we like to throw in a Florida Man Friday story here in this segment. But remember, we have a full hour of Florida Man Friday shows you can get every Friday for $5 a month at patreon.com/hardfactor. You also get access to our Discord and merch discounts. Don't get me started on what you get with the Send in the Car tier. Go to patreon.com/hardfactor and just peruse it a little bit. Give it a second. Got some killer content on there, and for a small amount of money per month, you can really support us. So just fucking do it. Go check it out. Okay, first up, let's talk about the Florida story, then we'll go international. Good news for Florida. Startup company OceanTherm has announced that they can prevent large hurricanes from happening in the future. Holy shit.
Unbelievable.
Whoa.
Okay.
Thanks, OceanTherm.
Breakthrough.
How do you do that?
It's about fucking time. Wow, cool. Yeah, how will they do it? Why, with the bubble curtain technology, of course. And that's, so first, apparently tropical storms form a lot easier when the sea surface temperature is at 80 degrees or higher. So that sea surface is hot, tropical storms start, ipso facto hurricanes start. So OceanTherm is going to get a shitload of ships deployed on the coastline with perforated pipes sticking out of them that release bubbles that are 100 meters in the water where it's cold, and they're going to shoot those bubbles up to the surface and cool down the temperature up top.
Really?
You're going to lower those sea surface temperatures.
So
It's
they're
like a
saying
cartoon.
like
Yeah.
they're saying like they're kind of saying that they could go to a small tropical storm when it's just forming and chill it out.
Any
They just
area that
chill
has
it.
80 degrees even before the storm.
Yeah, but isn't that like the whole Gulf? Like, are they going
They're
to
going to need a lot of ships, Will. They're
Yeah,
saved for the low cost of billions and billions of dollars in
Okay.
investments.
There we
They can
go.
eventually have a system big enough to stretch across the entire Gulf of Mexico or the Atlantic. Just ship after
millions
ship
of
with bubbles,
ships.
blowing bubbles left and right.
This reminds me of a company I heard about where you can go to like CVS and with a small prick of blood, you can get a full battery of tests done and know pretty much instantly whether you're sick or not.
Theranos, yeah.
It's kind of like that.
Sounds similar to Theranos, yeah.
So, there you go. Oh, wait. Environmentalists say that shooting all the ocean shit from the bottom to the top might throw off the entire ocean ecosystem, not to mention piss off the aliens and giant sea monsters down there.
But
So,
at the same time, automation is taking jobs, and everybody can just be a bubble boat captain.
they're going to need a lot of bubble boat
You're
captains.
going to need millions of bubble
across-
boat captains.
I think you need one every 50 meters across the coast. So that
Not
maybe,
a bad job.
Maybe the environment, the ecosystem, the fact that it's not really practical is why the CEO said they're having problems securing funding. A bunch of fucking ships blowing bubbles. Nice ones, you dipshits.
It sounds a
fucking
lot
idiots.
on the surface. It sounds a lot like Bill Gates is like blasting chalk into the sky idea.
Let's not
Exactly.
do that here. Let's not go after
Exactly. It sounds like
Gates on the
shooting
show.
chalk into the sky to prevent the sun.
Just pouring ice into the ocean. That's
Yeah,
the
exactly.
next-
Let's pour a
What
bunch
have
of
you
ice in the
invented?
ocean.
Yeah.
They just buy a bunch of ice machines.
They
and
got
put 'em
ice
on the
bags,
beach.
just tossing them.
Cool it
Basically-
down. We're gonna need
basically
more.
The same idea.
Yeah, it's the same idea.
Yours might be better, Wes.
I think it is better.
Does anyone know anyone at Igloo?
Okay, done with that one. So that was the Florida one because they're going to prevent hurricanes in the Atlantic and the Gulf Coast. While we're on the subject of companies that are based on batshit crazy scientific ideas, let's check in on a Russian company. All right, KrioRus is the first cryonics company in Russia. It was founded in 2005. It's the only cryonic company in Europe that possesses and owns its own cryonic storage. So, do you guys know what that is?
It's like, so that's frozen storage.
It's
Yeah.
like where they got Walt Disney and Ted Williams, right?
Correct. Yes. So, for the company offers the services of freezing people's entire bodies or just their heads of clients in liquid nitrogen with the plan to revive them if such a technology is developed in the future.
So they're going to be popped into a robot one day.
But they also
the
take no
heads.
obligation to do so, even
Is
if
the
the
hope.
technology does exist. They're just going to freeze you. They're not developing the technology. If in the future some sort of technology that could revive you does exist, they may or may not revive you.
You guys going to freeze your brains for a robot?
No, 'cause I'm not a
definitely
fucking
not.
idiot.
Yeah, no.
I don't want to get taken for 2,000 years. I don't want
No.
to get taken every day after I'm dead.
Just burn me. Just disintegrate me. They're
That does sound more relaxing than
Yeah.
having your head cut open for
There are
storage.
Their clients are mainly U.S. and British rich, egotistical men that spend a shitload of money to get frozen upon death. The company is run by husband and wife Danila Medvedev and Valeria Udalova. That's sweet, right? Oh, what's that? Danila and Valeria got a divorce, and Valeria raided the storage facility and stole all the frozen heads and bodies.
Oh my god.
Oh no! All told, KrioRus has 81 human and 47 frozen pets because these insane rich people want their pets resurrected, I assume. Hopefully in their lifetime, unless they're willing these frozen pets to their kids. That's nice. Valeria and her team apparently snuck in like thieves in the night, opened the giant tanks containing liquid nitrogen to capture some of the preserved bodies along with some of the detached brains, and then loaded them on trucks and fled the scene. Now the integrity of the frozen bodies and brains has been compromised for a theoretical resurrection using technology that does not exist and that KrioRus is not developing. They are just cashing checks and storing morons in their facility. So be careful out there. If you want to live forever, make sure you get frozen and stored with a company that will be around. You know,
How are you going to do a deal that makes you pay rent after you're dead? You know what I mean?
Right. And you don't want to go with the mom and pop shop of cryo freezing.
Or at all.
It's not rent. It's just a $36,000 flat fee up.
Oh, you don't have to pay like monthly after you're
No,
dead?
you pay $36,000 and then
They just bamboozle you before you die.
Yeah.
That's such a con amount of money.
Yep.
That's such an amount of money. That's a fucking con amount. This should cost $300,000. Is what it should cost.
$36,000 for eternal life.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Might as well burn it.
You guys want to see some of these fucking heads they found? Like, look
Yes.
at the-
No
yeah.
way they got
Like
pictures.
here's a picture of a frozen head that was stolen.
Whoa.
No way, dude.
Yeah, that's it.
That's
Isn't that
for real?
creepy?
That's not a
creepy.
joke?
Like, no, that's not a
Shut
joke.
up.
The bottom one's a joke. The bottom one's a joke. The bottom one's a joke. he's got AirPods in.
He's listening to it.
All right. All right, next one, last one. Don't you hate it when you order a burger at a restaurant because you've been craving one, and when you bite into it, you get the taste of old rotten finger because there's a decrepit rotting human finger in it?
Hate that.
Oh, it's the worst. Not again is what I always say. That's what happened to Bolivian woman Estefany Benitez, who went to a Bolivian fast food restaurant, Hot Burger, in Santa Cruz de la Sierra. And do you guys want to... These pictures are fucked up. Here's a picture of the half-eaten burger and decomposing finger next to it on the plate. That thing looks like it's been detached. That's not a fresh finger.
Nail on it.
You guys want to see a close-up of
No.
the finger?
Yes.
It's pretty gnarly. I would advise turning away if you've eaten or plan on eating in the next hour. Here's a close up of that.
It's like it's so decomposed that it's like sealed off on the end where it was ripped off. Is that a thumb or is that a big toe?
It looks like a
can't tell.
thumb. Looks like a thumb.
Finger.
Swollen, man.
Pat, you could use that type of prop work for the Chainsaw Massacre. That's a good looking finger.
But it's a real. Because it's a real
Who
thumb.
the fuck loses a finger and lets it go? That is a hit the panic button, stop the line situation.
I don't think this person had a choice.
Yeah. Whatever
Wes-
burger plant they
You're,
were at.
you're both right. You're both right. According to Benitez, the restaurant claimed that the burgers came pre-prepared and that nothing like this had ever happened before.
Yeah.
She also alleges that despite her advice to have them stop serving people at the restaurant continued serving customers after apologizing to her and quickly clearing her tray.
They just bought an X-ray machine.
Yeah. Corporate Hot Burger apologized, saying it occurred from an employee losing the top of a finger while preparing the meat, probably at a meat plant, right? And local police confirmed an employee had a mangled hand. So either they cut off someone's finger after the fact.
I mean, they didn't stop the production. No. They didn't throw out that batch of meat.
Yeah. How did they?
Someone's going to have to lose a finger now, folks.
Kevin, are you good? He's good to go. Keep it going. He's good to go.
Yeah.
He's going to walk it off.
Don't get me wrong, guys.
So that lady can sue everybody, right? I mean,
yeah.
She
for
bit
sure.
down on a human thumn.
For sure. But the company probably is going to go out of business anyways.
Well,
Don't get me...
that's great. Yeah, she's gonna get some loot out of it.
Yeah, they call that the bulimic burger.
Don't get me wrong, guys. I'm a fan of finger food, but this is ridiculous. It's a shame because I bet Stephanie usually likes it when she gets fingered. All right, I'm done. Out in the rim shot. Finger foods. Come on. All right, that's it. When you're in a low point, you might feel alone. But over 50% of Americans struggle with their mental health. Stephanie is going to need this service, guys. I know the last few years have been tough for pretty much everyone, including myself. We all need help sometimes, and asking for support when you need it is actually a sign of strength. It's a very good thing to do. Talkspace makes it easy to match with a licensed therapist and schedule live video sessions, all from the comfort of your device in your home. You can start messaging your therapist the same day you sign up. Whether you're a parent, student, millennial, or just someone having a hard day, Talkspace can provide the support to help you feel better with a single message. Talkspace offers individual and couple therapy as well, in addition to medication prescription services. So you get to set goals with your therapist. They can help you make sure you're really progressing, keep you on track. Talkspace therapists help you develop tools to cope in difficult times like these. Talkspace works around your schedule, at your convenience. Whether you're experiencing depression, anxiety, or other problems, Talkspace is the #1 online therapy platform to help you sort through any issue. And so you can start feeling better with a single message match with a licensed therapist when you go to Talkspace.com and get $100 off your first month with the promo code HARDFACTOR. That's $100 off when you use code HARDFACTOR at Talkspace.com.
You guys ever been thinking like, man, I wish I had a different pair of pants other than jeans, but that isn't dress pants that's comfortable?
Every day.
Yeah. Well, Bird Dogs has that. I don't know if you guys know this.
Bird Dogs makes pants?
No, they make pants, bro. And these pants, they stretch. And they don't look like they stretch. They look classy. For real, when I got a pair of Bird Dogs pants, I was like, what happened? And then I Googled pants technology, because pants technology has evolved so much in the last couple years that I didn't even know, bro. That's how fast it's moving. These pants look like you could go out to a casual date night where you're meeting the parents. You could go to work in these with a dress shirt tucked in, or you could rock them on the golf course. You could rock them at the bar.
Tell me they got joggers too.
Well, you know they got joggers, bro. And if you're down with the shorts, they got colors like these. I'm holding up my purple, pink, tie-dye. It looks like an 80s pair of it looks like an 80s, like, I guess, coffee cup kind of. When I wore these at the beach, everyone was complimenting me. Bird Dog they just FUCK. That's just where it's at, guys. So I recommend that you check out Bird Dogs because they did it again, right? So go to birddogs.com, enter promo code FACTOR. They'll throw in a free Bird Dogs whistle ball. Those are the Nerf Vortex Howler footballs from when we were kids. You could literally throw it over a mountain. Yeah, it's that, but Bird Dogs threw their logo on it, so it's pretty sweet. The Bird Dogs promo code is FACTOR. Boom, free whistle ball, birddogs.com. Check it out.
So breaking the fourth wall a little bit. I mean, a couple weeks ago I said this might be our last Bird Dogs read. No, we're going to be doing Bird Dog reads, I think, through the end of the year because so many people bought Bird Dogs. So many of you listeners bought Bird Dogs, so you already know how good they are. So the people that are wearing the comfortable shorts,
It's already the short.
Do that
of
with the
Hardo
pants and
Hive.
the jogger. The joggers
Now
are
it's the pants.
like comfortable, good-looking sweatpants. So you can get awesome sweatpants or pants. You already have bought in the shorts. Continue to do so with the pants.
And they have
they're
built-in
good.
underwear, which,
Yep.
if you're a guy like me, forces you to wear new underwear.
You can get it with or without the built-in underwear on the pants.
On the pants, right? Because you don't necessarily, on the shorts.
Yeah.
Every time I'm taking.
I got mine
both
with the
threads.
liner. I'm free balling them. When my joggers and pants get here in a week, they're
You're
with
free
liner.
balling
They're
in the
with-
pants too.
They're with
I'm,
liner. Yeah.
I'm going liner free in pants. I like,
Less to think about it. It's
I
definitely.
like to layer in the wintertime.
We know, but you're in a hot area that can get cold, the desert. So. It's smart. Staple in men's wardrobe. Let's get to voicemails and reviews. What do you guys say?
Yes, please.
First up, the review skis. These are 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts. Here's the deal. You go on Apple Podcasts, you find Hard Factor. First, you follow us because subscribe isn't a thing anymore. But you follow us, and then you scroll down to reviews. You leave a 5-star. You can write whatever you want in that box, and we will read it verbatim on the show after it goes through our symbologist, Wes Shepard, to make sure there's no underlying racism in there. And he will spot that. So just do not mess with it because he'll find it. So don't even try to get one by him.
That's right.
Have you stopped any recently, Wes?
I stopped. I stopped one not too long ago that was a little risky.
I like that.
He knows who he is.
Okay. This one's from Peach Daddy. The title is Poor Shaming. Been listening for a few months, and I'm now a proud Send in the Card tier member. He's, of course, talking about our Patreon. Nice. After I was poor shamed by Jason into subscribing. So, hey, Jason. At least I don't share a subscription with my wife. Speaking of wife, I'm getting married at the end of this month and had every intention of being a fit and lean boy on the big day. But unfortunately, Wes made one comment about Morning Summit cereal from Costco, and it's been responsible for at least 15 pounds over the last 6 weeks. I'm up to 2 to 3 bowls a day. How about you, Big Wes? HAGFD.
Full almonds.
Big Wes.
Oh man, I apologize.
Full almonds.
Full almonds. Yeah. Listen, I apologize because I wish I never would have told you guys anyone about it because it packed on a good 15 on me. That's for sure. In fact, I had to stop.
The cereal's that good.
I went through like 3 or 4 boxes in like 3 or 4 weeks, and I just saw myself get out of control. I had to stop.
We should contact Morning Summit for a sponsorship here.
Listen.
The amount of press we're giving them.
I was up to 2 bowls a day for sure.
Congratulations on the wedding.
Yeah.
Congratulations on the wedding. I hope you have a good
Also, now that you've sent in the car, just join the fatathon. You can whip those pounds.
Yeah, you can get
right.
the fatathon.
There you go.
It's really just a fat person support club, honestly. So
That's right.
Come on in. Let's get to voicemails, y'all. A little lighter on the reviews this week. That's okay. Ton of voicemails. Here's the deal. 512.
I think there were a ton of reviews.
Yeah, there were. You missed a bunch of them.
You missed
I did
like
them on.
7.
I did them on my iPhone.
No,
Like you
missed,
told me.
You missed like 7 reviews.
Yeah.
Next week,
You want me to just
next
read them
week's
out
gonna
loud?
be a review avalanche.
You can if you want, but I checked, and the one that I looked at was that one, and then the one right before that was the one we did last week.
No.
Nope. You missed a bunch.
Okay.
Well, next week.
That's okay.
Note
We can
that. Note that for next week.
do them
If
next
you
week.
left a
We'll
review,
just be stacked. They'll be stacked. They're not going
next
anywhere.
week.
Let's get to voicemails. 512-270-1480. Is that right?
Yes. No, that's correct. Oh, you were asking a question.
I know.
Did you
First
use your
time I've
No,
ever
you
did
said
you
it
use your
right. You said
did
it
you use
right.
your phone?
Yeah.
He just didn't hit.
Are you
CL.
you guys are just dumbfounded at how he could have missed all these?
There's like 13.
Yeah, there's a lot. We might want to clear some.
We're asking people to leave reviews, and we're not reading them. Here, Killing It by Tickled Pink. Great show. Made the pandemic lockdown enjoyable. Great host. Mark has a good vibe. Wes has the Charlie Kelly wild card thing going. Pete and Bill, so he's making. Oh, I was Mark with a C. He's making fun of all it is.
Yeah.
Pete and Bill keep it contentious. What a blend. Have a great fucking day.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was pretty sure we read that last week, but
No, we didn't.
No.
He's just sending a soft jab.
Next one.
to all of us.
Next one. Dang man, this is from Gill 12. Dang man, third time is the charm. Fantastic podcast and the only way to cheat on the news. Been an avid listener for about 8 months and haven't looked back. Great way to start the morning. Have a great fucking day, boy. That's boys. That's HAGFD. Because if you're right, have a great fucking day. It won't go through. So good job there. Next one. Only way to cheat on the news from JReed32. Been following the Hard Factor boys just over 5 months now after a recommendation from a buddy, and this is truthfully the only way I can consume the news. I gave up on the news years ago due to the explicit bias and multiple networks. We might have done this one. Did we do this
yeah.
one?
So
We
Mark,
didn't.
do me a favor, real quick. So today is the
Mine are in the
17th.
notes from last.
Pat, it takes like 10 days for them to refresh. Like
Yeah.
that's how.
That's because the date was wrong for me. It says September 9th.
No,
so I
that's
figured
when
out.
these people left the reviews, but it takes like 5 days for Apple to send them to
Apple
us.
is like
Yeah.
more hardcore of a reviewer than Wes, actually. So
Well, here's
Yes.
what I'm going to do. I mean, Apple's the first line of defense. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back. I'm going to leave good notes for what I did this week, and then I'm going to ask Wes to do the same for what he did last week, and then we'll go back and we'll make sure that they're all going to get out next
The
week.
ones I did last week are in the notes from last week. I pasted the pictures in, so you could have just looked at those.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I usually do mine numbered in the... Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's get to voicemails and reviews. First up.
Still don't know how you missed 8 of them.
Boys,
You missed
calling
like there's
from California. So I'm listening to today's show, which is Friday, so I'll hear this next week. And I decided, I need to stop using
Dadgummit.
so much. And because, by using the word
Dadgummit.
I didn't realize I was offending someone. So, I'm going to stop using the word
Dadgummit.
guys because of this
Dadgummit.
voicemail from today. Love you guys. Bye.
Nice.
I don't think he said that gummit.
No, he said the other thing, but that's referring to a voicemail from last week from a listener who...
A pious listener who
listener who does not appreciate all
listeners.
the GDs, and I thought, well, I'm not just going to let Colin hammer it home on a member of the Hive, but I do want his joke to get across, and then I did the dadgummit throwback. So
Well, we did agree that Dadgummit is the appropriate replacement.
I agree.
You guys going to start saying Dadgummit, Mark? Especially you, since it's your favorite curse word?
Look, no. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm going to try to limit it a little bit, but no, I'm not going to completely replace "God damn it" from my
It's too late. It's too late.
Yeah,
It's too much work.
Did you need to go there, Mark?
His favorite curse word.
That's for you missing 7 GD reviews.
Hey, guys. Bart Branson again. Pat, I figured you would have totally caught on when I said, I'm just kidding, Pat. I love you. You're not number 4. You are also right up there at number 1 with the rest of them. So get your panties out of the wad. Sorry if my voicemail is not great quality. I'm a welder, and I have a welding hood on and working at a factory, currently welding boat trailers. So, anyway, thank you for slacking off on the GDs a little bit. I'm not asking for perfection. No one ever is. I'm just saying you guys talk about being all-inclusive and, wanting to respect other people's opinions. That was mine and probably a lot of other people's opinion as well. So I appreciate that, though. Anyway, I love you guys, Pat. Stop being a crybaby. You're number 1, too. You're my favorite, Tommy. So enjoy that title. You'll have a good night. Bye.
He was welding. He was welding.
Right, you can't beat that, bro. Can't beat that.
Just welding and hoping for some clean jokes.
Sounds like I'm welding right now, but I'm welding right now.
That's awesome.
That's the ultimate man skill. Is welding.
I mean, he appreciates your efforts, Mark.
Hey, mate.
Right before I just dropped one.
Right.
So yeah, you might be upset.
Yeah.
Yeah. The original Colin from California had all the GDs in there, and then I heard that when I went at it. I put the dadgummits in it. Also, Colin called in again, and he's burned off part of his face.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Yeah, but how?
Oh yeah, there was a firework accident.
Roman candle or something.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah,
He's
but
lost
he's
part
okay.
of his face.
No,
If
he's
you want to
okay.
see what's going on with Colin, you got to sign up. You got to do Send in the Car because he's on that Discord server, and you will get an update. And he's got some wild stories in there.
He'll voice chat you at 2 a.m. most days of the week.
He's electric. There's no doubt about that. He's
Yeah.
always sending it. But yeah, we'll update
That's
you
our
on
boy Colin.
his face next week.
Roman candles. Yeah.
Boys, Joe from California checking in. I want to try to make this real quick and to the point because I know that gets the Vive off. I'm with Wes. I've lived in San Francisco, the Bay Area, for a year. I thought it was absolute dog shit. There's fucking homeless people everywhere. The driving and the traffic stuff is fucking sick. There's only two goddamn ways in between the fucking bridge or through the east side and the west side. Yeah, that's bullshit. There's no sunshine. The second thing, Will, I mean, come on, brother. I think if the girl says you better go on a fucking condom to have sex, 95% of the time, boy's gonna pull out a condom. I don't have a question. I do just want to say this. Steve, I've messaged you before. I love you, brother. I fucking do. I think people give you a hard time for being a lib. But if y'all are really out there angry at fucking Pat for being a lib, come on, listen to the man's words. Half this shit is just a stick, guys. I mean, he says this shit because it's funny. This guy also is a huge Second Amendment guy. Give him a fucking break. And then lastly, this one's for Wes. I just got finished playing Torrey Pines Municipal Golf Course, which I think you know what that means, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
There you have it.
Beautiful. That's amazing.
Where's Torrey Pines?
Torrey Pines. I don't
It's
know.
out, I think it's outside of San Diego.
It's on,
Yeah.
it's on the tour, right? It's on.
Yeah, it's one of the better like public courses in the world.
So Joe thinks that the stealthing thing is going to work. I'm not sure, Joe. I think that guys can now. It's just an excuse to be a raw dog guy all the time.
Yeah.
I know a guy
Let's say we meet in the middle. There's gonna be a lot of raw dogging. Sorry, Pat. What were you saying?
I was saying I know a guy whose name is Stealth. It's a hard time to be a stealth right now.
Yeah, that used to be your nickname in college.
They never called me that. It was the opposite of a
Look at
stealth.
him. He's getting all ready to stealth. Look at him. Look at that smile on his face.
It's
Nighttime.
like practicing by pulling things off of a banana quickly.
Look at him like acting like a shark, like he's swimming through the water.
Time me.
Sleight of-
Time
Look
me.
at the sleight of
boys?
hand on stealth.
Hey, what up, boys? This is Josh from New York. Hey, I just thought of something. It's 5:30 in the morning. I'm at work. Listen to you Monday morning. In the morning with the Hard Factor boys, why don't you do birthdays? I know we have such a large selection of people in the Hardo Hive and in the Discord. You should do birthdays, Will.
No.
Maybe, you know what I'm saying, of each person
Yes,
that's
okay.
a member of the team. Just an idea. I just thought I'd throw it out there. Let me know what you think.
All right. So the cup of coffee in the big time. It's not ever. It's at the largest it can ever be right now. It needs to in fact reduce size.
It's got a fatathon, yeah.
And I love how Pat has added the history portion of it. Wes added the fun fact portion of it. Mark, I appreciate how you didn't add anything else.
Thank you.
So I think, Josh, birthdays is going to be tough because I'm going to actually just be reducing stuff. In there.
So, yeah, was he referring to birthdays, which you have done a few times of celebrities, or
No.
was he
Right, I think
Members
he
of
was
the
referring to
Hive.
Hardo
Yes.
Hive
So the
birthdays.
problem with that is like keeping a list is so hard, like an office list type style of like birthdays. It's very challenging. So I guess we could start a thread in the
I
Discord,
just,
and
like-
people could put their birth dates in the thread
Here,
and then we
yeah,
can
Do it by
here's-
month too, like they
Yeah,
do in
monthly.
It is
Yeah.
It's a classic local radio morning show move.
I have a real hard time keeping track of just the
Yeah.
sponsors,
Yes.
which is like 20 or 30. I can't imagine thousands of birthdays. So
Look, potentially we'll start a thread in the Discord for birthdays. And if you post in it, mentioning your birthday, there's a chance it'll get mentioned on the show.
Oh,
Are you disagreeing to this right now?
No,
I think Mark's going to run the birthday
I'm volunteering
segment.
to mention some birthdays if they get clearly posted in the Discord. Yeah.
But and before we move on to the next one, happy birthday, Josh.
I agree. I think it's Josh's birthday.
Happy
too.
birthday, Josh.
Yeah. Happy birthday.
I think it might be Josh's birthday.
Happy birthday, Josh. Have a good weekend. Kill the king.
I hope it's Josh's birthday.
All right, this next one is from I think a newer listener. I'm not sure, but I think a newer listener. Cool.
Guys, this is Kalen from Maine. I left a voicemail last week, I think on Friday, but I'm here listening to the Wednesday episode, and I just got one thing to say. Pat, it's archipelago, not archipelago or whatever the fuck, archipelago, whatever the fuck you're saying. It's archipelago. Say it slow. Archipelago. Archipelago. All right, that's it. Have a great fucking day.
Yeah, like I said, archipelago.
So that joke stems from what was that like the first month we were doing the show?
Yeah, it was very early.
Very early. Yeah, and West, what did you were calling it archipelago?
Archipelago.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
we've
Pat was
never
doing a callback.
We've purposely never said the word correctly ever since then. But yes, it is archipelago.
To be honest, it gives us carte blanche to fuck it up, even if because it's not like the easiest of words. Archipelago is not the easiest of words. So when you're reading it, you can now just fuck it up and then
It's
blame
right
it
on
us.
the list
Yeah.
there with Ravensbourg and Murdaugh now. It's like those are the yeah. We're always going to say I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Archipelago.
Throwback joke. Welcome to the show.
Yeah.
And
yeah, if you could go, you could re-listen from the beginning and hear the original. That's if you have thousands of hours to spend.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kidding, Caitlin from Maine. I know you've been around a while. All right, next one.
Guys, RG from Dallas. I was just calling in because I know you guys are from the D.C. area, and I'm going to Washington, D.C. next week. Don't ask me why I'm going during this time, but do the whole museum and all of that. So I was just curious if you guys had any suggestions, what to do in that part of the nation, any crazy stories about growing up in the highest homeless population in the nation. Just anything fun you guys have to say from where you grew up. Anyways, have a great fucking day.
So, Ryan, what you're going to want to do is go down to the mall this weekend and hang out at the Justice for J6 rally because it's going to be full of friggin' Proud Boys.
Oh, that's right. The September 18th, right?
Yeah,
that's the
Ryan
September 18th is like the second start the squeal.
might have picked the wrong day to go to DC.
Yeah, that's Sunday. So stay away from the mall on Sunday. But like to go out to the bars, I would say like Adams Morgan, right, is where
it's a fun one.
People like and
Adams
then
Morgan,
Arlington, Georgetown,
near Georgetown and Georgetown area.
But
It's
just
fun.
know Georgetown it's an island. Like if you get over there, there's no metro there to get to and fro. So
and
if
the
you wanna go
bars
to
are
Georgetown,
packed. I would imagine during COVID less packed, but still always packed.
Hawk and Dove is one we would eat. We would have beers at sometimes around the Capitol. If you want to like, it's actually pretty interesting to go there because you can watch like politics happen in front of you. You can just kind of fly on the wall. That's pretty fun.
Well,
Ben's
everywhere in
Cherry Bowl.
DC, you're going to see fucking political nerds everywhere you go. There are going to be a lot of dudes wearing like their sleeve rolled up, light blue shirt with like the gray pants, like the DC uniform.
The
Here's how
zoo's
you-
cool too. Go to the National Zoo if it's a nice day.
Oh yeah,
it's free and it's right near Metro.
Do not go to the Air and Space Museum. Someone's going to tell you to go there, and that's a fucking noob move.
Well, I actually kind of love all the sightseeing
wait.
stuff during the day. It like so like
I'm saying natural history.
Natural
Over.
history is
Okay.
sick.
Natural history is sick. What's wrong?
But
with
you
the
could
Air and
pick up
Space Museum?
some ice cream in
level
space
1
from the Air and Space Museum.
Did you guys go to the second Air and Space Museum that was near us in Dulles?
Dulles.
Yeah, I've been there.
Sorry. Yeah, so
Umlaut or something.
So those were we gave you the bars and the daytime. The tour stuff isn't that bad actually. It's pretty fun during the day. But is there any other like must do activities in DC?
No, go have fun. Catch a game if there's a game. I
Yeah,
don't know.
go to any of the games are good. Also the 9:30 Club. I don't know if it's how it is
open.
anymore.
It's
Yeah,
open.
Do you like punk music from
No,
the
9:30
this-
Club. 9:30 Club is where we spent a lot of time
Yeah.
growing up.
Do you like ska?
a lot of good
Ryan?
shows at the 9:30 Club?
Dr. Dog was there last night. 9:30 Club is top 3 venues in America for sure.
Love
still
that
to this
place.
day.
Love that
And they give you little cupcakes that say 9:30 on them when you go play there. It's really cool. All right, next one. Here we go. Coming at you.
Here it is.
Listening to today's episode, and the reasoning that Pat uses for trying to excuse the general and saying how, oh, well, he's a wild card. Maybe it was necessary. That is such a dangerous and slippery slope of thinking and excuses to make for people. It's the same thing that has all these people thinking that in their head it's fine to mess with the election, to fake votes and to try and get extra ballots and try to do all kinds of different ways people cheated through the election. And
starting to squeal.
And Pat's thinking of, oh, well, here's a wild card. Oh, this is that. You get all these media people saying how the Republicans are so bad. They're racist. That's why they use racist, is because that gets people going. And when you plant this seed that they're so terrible and they're only one side is bad, and you know that both are bad, it's just a joke. It's a complete joke. You shouldn't be excusing that military guy for going and chain of command and trying to say he's a wild card or this and that. Or Mark is absolutely right. It didn't happen. And it's a joke that they tried to act like it would happen. They tried to paint that picture of Trump the whole time. And you're making it worse. You're making it so much worse by giving people excuses. People need to take responsibility for their actions and not in their heads think, oh, because this guy's so bad, oh, what I'm doing by trying to make extra votes or do whatever you're doing with ballots, they excuse themselves. That's why people do bad things all the time, is because they excuse themselves. In their mind, they reason with themselves and give themselves a reason for what they're doing is actually good, when it's not. It's wrong. He should step down. And I think Pat did say he should step down, but he's still making excuses. He knows what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing. It's what the media does all the time on both sides. It's what people do. It's not just the media. The media is giving what the people do. At the end, and it's terrible. People need to take responsibility. Stop making excuses. This is Joe from California, Los Angeles. Listen every day. Keep up the good work.
Shout out, Joe. Look,
you had a lot to say.
Yeah, Pat. I mean, most of it was at you. Do you have?
Yeah, I never look. I think that if you think that I've ever said or that this show is about saying that Democrats or Republicans are bad, then you're missing something for sure. That's not what we're saying. I think what you're referencing specifically with the Trump thing, it's specifically because he wasn't a Republican that freaked me out and freaked a lot of people out. And I wasn't the only one. Miley wasn't the only one. Millie wasn't the only one. Everyone was freaked the fuck out because the guy was a wild card. And when I say that, I don't mean like opposite of me politically or you politically or anyone politically. I mean, he displayed elements of egomania that freaked a lot of people out, and he really did some things that were concerning, right? So, like, when I say Miley, whatever, should he have done it? He broke command. That's fucked up. But I wouldn't want to be in that guy's position either, and he's not the only guy in the government that was feeling weirded out.
Yeah, his boss Esper was
all.
too. That I think that what Joe's getting at, what really upsets me a lot with like political conversations, especially with people who are like very partisan, right? If you like support one party only, is that a lot of people try to make a two wrongs and make a right argument out of everything. Like, that guy, like Trump was bad, so it excuses our bad actions that we did against Trump, or the opposite way around. These socialists are trying to ruin the country, so it excuses whatever the fuck we want to do to fight against socialism, right? So it's like, I think that like I agree with Joe's point of like everybody should stop trying to make these two wrongs make a right, like mentalities when it comes to like backing your own side, and just like accept the fact that like, your side fucks up probably about as much as the other side. and people
That's
should.
where we come in. That's what I like about it because I like to make fun of the people that when they fuck up.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the point. Yeah. Sorry, Wes.
Keep fucking up, y'all. Both sides, because you're gonna get got.
Yeah. Totally. They look, politicians are corporate whores. There's no doubt about it. I'm interested in my neighbors, my fellow countrymen. That's all. I don't really. Who cares about?
We're interested in
it's
you,
Friday.
Joe, from Los Angeles.
Thank you for listening every day,
Thank
Joe.
you for listening.
We'll keep rocking with you if you keep rocking with us. All right. Next one.
What up, Hard Factor boys? Dallas, Dave, to talk Leeds United.
Right.
Last weekend, had a good couple laughs at my expense on Monday's show. I appreciated that. I laughed myself. I'll keep it simple. Leeds need a win. We need our first win of the year. This is our 5th game, and we.
This is Verizon Wireless. This call has been disconnected due to lack of payment. Goodbye.
Pat,
you cut off his pick.
Pat dogged him.
Cut his pick off.
Damn.
Was
He's
it
been losing so much on Leeds he can't pay his bills.
It was a Leeds win, wasn't it?
Of course,
He didn't
it
put a
was.
pick out. There's an early Leeds game this weekend, guys, on Friday afternoon, 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern. If you want to check it out. I'm taking a week off Leeds this week. I'll watch the game, but I'm not betting on them.
Now they got it. They're going to win this week. You know that.
Now that he didn't put a pick out, he just wants to win. Yeah. They're going to win. Let's
they're
go.
gonna win.
MOT.
I see what he's doing there. He's playing mind games with us,
Yeah.
really letting us know when
Now
to lay
I
it all
want to
down.
bet on him.
Yeah, now you got that FOMO.
Yep. I was just about to say this is the time to strike.
Great move there.
Hi, it's Slow Life Louie. It's about 2:45 a.m. Thursday morning. I just got home from drinks and I met a girl. We did the thing, just getting home. Anyway, we had a little discussion around whether or not if a guy could suck his own dick, that would make him gay.
Oh,
I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on that.
No.
And also, random question. What shoe size are you guys? I think Will probably like a 12. Mark, maybe like an 11 and a half. Wes, 11. And Pat is probably like a 10, 9 and a half, 10. Anyway, have a good fucking day.
So before
We've
we get
had
into
this discussion before, and I know exactly where all you guys stand.
I don't think it makes you gay.
Well, hold on. I just want to point out
sticking a finger up your own butt make you gay?
the ability to suck your own cock, or like do you do it constantly?
Yeah, how often you're doing it?
It's still a cock in your mouth, guys.
The ability to suck your own cock it's not a homosexual act.
Not gay.
If you're doing it all the time, if you're like, then I
or
mean,
if
like,
it's
that's-
gay, then I want to be fucking gay. But
Wait, am I sucking my own cock or am I watching you suck your cock? What am I doing?
Can't wait to get my own cock in my own mouth. Here we go.
You put it in your own hand all the time.
Doesn't matter. It's not my mouth.
God damn, there's traffic. This is going to delay me getting my cock in my mouth.
I'm just going to pull over.
I mean, a blowjob's better than a hand job, technically.
Damn,
so.
that's a good
Why
point.
you tinted your
Front of
windows?
Yeah, but you're laying back.
Louis, really weird sequence of questioning.
Yeah,
right.
Well, Louis was horned up, and obviously
Yeah,
his lady
very.
was horned up too.
They were talking
he
about
he had a big night.
dick sizes, and
then rolling into
sucking
our
them.
shoe
How big are
sizes?
your shoe?
Yeah.
How
He had a
big's your
big
dick?
night. You almost nailed my shoe size perfectly, Louis. I'm a 13, so I'm
he
one
almost-
size up from what you guessed.
He almost got mine. I'm a half size down. I'm 11, not 11 and a half.
I'm a 12 extra wide.
Got them thick.
I'm a
ankles.
13 like Will.
Yeah, big feet.
Big feet pod.
Mine are like scuba flippers, man.
Yeah, that's thick. What's the so it's like a 12. It's like a 12 4E.
The
you get
widest,
like a prescription for those? Or
pretty
what?
close. I bust shoes up, bro.
Do you guys have one foot that's like bigger than the other? My left foot's probably closer to like 11 and a half, and my right foot's probably bigger,
Really?
closer to like 10 and a half.
I don't think. I think
Yeah.
mine are both the same size.
So I
Not
got
me.
11.
I got one leg that's shorter
My
than the other.
my left foot's definitely.
My right leg's a little shorter than my left leg.
I got an ear that's messed up. That's it.
You got a ear.
All right.
Thanks,
Okay.
Louis. We're glad you had a good date.
I have weirdly big nipples.
Good morning. Okay, boys. I was listening to you guys talk about fucking these robots, and I got a different question. OnlyFans banned porn, and no longer people can make porn anymore.
are you guys going to watch, especially you, Mark, I know you want to watch this, synthetic porn dolls making porn, fucking each other? Come on, Mark, that's going to be your favorite thing. Have a great fucking day, boys.
So if OnlyFans bans porn, and then
He's
the
saying
only
robot
porn,
sex shows.
Yeah,
Robot
OnlyFans has nothing to do with it. If the only porn available is robots banging robots, are you in?
If the only porn available, like no more internet porn exists.
I think that was his implication with OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Because that was.
Couldn't you just do like really good graphic design stuff?
Yes, you could just
instead?
do like yeah,
Do like
exactly.
deep fakes.
I don't think you want to break the game or you want to play the game.
Whatever's free, that's the only option. I would do. I would
But
watch.
they wouldn't be able to make robot porn without the ability to make deep fakes. So
Yeah, whatever's available. That's like, if I'll go to the top option that's available for free. You know what I mean?
Right.
Whatever it is.
If watching the robots is good enough, then fucking them will certainly be good enough. You know what I mean?
This is like the dick in your mouth conversation. No, it's
no, it's a little bit different.
I jerk off to porn, but I don't cheat
different.
on my wife. No, I can resist.
I'm not talking about cheating.
I don't have.
I'm talking about
I'm
if they're
saying
that good.
I can resist from fucking a robot.
I'm proud of Mark for resisting the inevitability that is robot sex workers.
Yeah, that's good for them, and if you fuck them, good for you, you weirdo.
Mark's gonna be an old man.
You
And
nerd.
everybody's gonna be fucking robots. and
Real
he's gonna
cool,
be
you
so
nerds.
mad.
Yeah. Get off my lawn with your robots.
This fucking guy with his robot girlfriend.
Robot fucker. Last one.
This is Josh from North Carolina. Hope everyone is well. Been out of country for a bit, and so just catching up on some episodes. It's always a treat to see you boys on YouTube. I would encourage everyone to take advantage of that. But a few criticisms. One, Mark, do not pretend to be Italian if you cannot decide between spaghetti or linguine. Or that's the only two pastas that you know. Pat, this is the biggest one. If any time someone ambiguous comes up and someone addresses in the heat, and you always pipe in, or cheating, when did you start typing in or piping in a or they? I need you to take care of all spectrums there.
So Shane, you cut out
Will,
there.
Love it when you wear the glasses, especially those big ones, but the ones that look like you're in a tanning bed always kill me. I love it.
Yeah, the Matrix ones. Yeah, no
and
problem.
then Wes, honestly, no criticisms, brother. Love you to death. Hope you're doing well. Biggest supporter. So
thanks, buddy.
Anyway, love you boys, and have a great fucking day.
What a great voicemail.
What did he say about Pat? I didn't get it.
He literally cut out. I was piping in or typing in whenever
typing.
someone's trying to do something.
I think he was telling you needed to use more inclusive language with your pronouns. These
no way he was saying that.
These Matrix style glasses, I agree, Josh.
Those
They
look
freak
hilarious.
me out. Yeah, they
Those
freak
look
me out.
hilarious.
They're the best.
I've been thinking.
I've been thinking about transitioning to these full time and just like wearing them out around town. I imagine what the fucking people around town would say when they saw me in this shit.
They would steer clear of you. They think
They would not want to talk
They
to
think
me.
you're a tiz, is what they think.
Yeah.
So that Josh was Josh from North Carolina, who has been a longtime listener, and he donated like $1,000 to the first fadathon we did when we were picking a charity back in the day. And
nice.
so
Pat's got 'em too.
thank you to
Hell
Josh,
yeah, Josh.
from North Carolina. He's been out of the country. I was DMing him. He's back listening, and he just sent in the car. As
Hell
did
yeah,
other
Josh.
Josh from the earlier voicemail, Black Ops Josh, who goes to the trivia nights and calls into all the Stereo and Green Room show. So both Joshes just sent in the car. Big week for Joshes in the Hive. Yeah,
I can
So
tell
you come-
though, if you wear these glasses, Pat, you can't be as like unshaven as we are. You have to have a clean facial hair.
you guys are
with
both
this.
wearing Washington football team paraphernalia and Matrix glasses. You look like a bunch of idiots.
Bro, these don't even have arms. These are
Those are the
armless glasses.
Morpheus. Pat's got the
wow.
Morpheus on. I've got the Neos on.
What if you sneeze?
Bro.
Gone.
These things are solid. They stay on your face. It's futuristic.
Talk to me when you reach the future mark. You'll understand. That's going to do it for Hard Factor. Have a great fucking weekend.
Hardfactor.com. Patreon.com/hardfactor.